Good morning, Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond sisters. Happy Thursday. Can you hear already? I'm not sure where. Summer is moving by so fast. Here in New York, we wait for these summer days because they're gorgeous. And this morning, waking up, we had a storm last night. So waking up to a beautiful, cool morning here in New York. So if you don't know me, my name is Donna Rudowitz, and I am a licensed clinical social worker as well as a rapid transformational relationship coach. And what I do is I help women who are either almost through their divorce, maybe even midway relationship breakup, through post-divorce. I help you heal your soul fracture. I help you reclaim your brilliance. I help you create your amazing life that's within your heart that you just haven't been able to get to because the pain of the heartbreak has been what has been leading you. So we shift that. We shift that from the pain of the heartbreak leading us to going into our abundance when it leads us. So what I wanted to talk today about coffee chat, or what I really should say is instead of coffee chat, we're having my Shockley protein shake breakfast chat on my way to Starbucks to grab my cup of coffee. But what I wanted to talk to you today, and this just came to me as I sat in the car today to go down to take my morning meditation walk. And that is something that I recommend for you if you don't do, is to have something in your morning to ground your day that's not grounded in the chaos. So for instance, what I mean by that, most of us are conditioned to wake up with our phone right by us, right? We wake up, we check out what is on Twitter, we check out what's on Facebook, we check out who emailed us, we check out who sent us messages, all of those things. And we start the day already disconnected from ourselves. So something that I really enjoy to do is reconnecting to self, because that's when we reground, we're able to hear the inner spirit and inner guide. So it's something that I would recommend for you as well to do. All right, so let's get to today's coffee chat, other than this other chit chat that I'm doing. And I apologize for the video because there's so much headspace here for me. It's probably not the best, but I figure the conversation is worth it, and I can move past what it looks like because of the value of the conversation that we're having today. All right, so with that said, when I got in the car today, this thought came up to me, which is this concept of time. And you know, in my conversations, and this is what I wanted to share with you, because you may not see the conversations that I have, you know, with, and this is behind closed doors. This is women that I speak to every day. As you may or may not know, I offer a free Breakthrough to Life and Love call, where it's an opportunity for you and I to get together to really assess and strategize where your life is at and where you want it to be. And if I could help you, I'll let you know. And if I can't, I direct you to the right resource. And I truly do, because I'm not committed to, I don't have to be your coach. I'm committed to your outcome. I want to see you get the best result. That is my God contract that I have, and my soul contract is helping you heal that soul fracture. So whatever your best resource is, I'm going to direct it. But in these conversations, what I hear are similarities. And this is this concept of time, right? Of just not really understanding, in a sense of just how much time passes by, right? So I may get on the phone with someone and we're chatting, and the pain is still so raw, and the ability for them to be moving through the conversation when they're thinking about the past is very difficult, and often tears will come up, which is normal, you know, feeling the tears and feeling the emotion. But then when we speak about how long ago their relationship breakup was or divorce was, you know, sometimes it's happened years ago, and sometimes it's happened currently, but many times it's happened years ago. And the reason why I bring up this concept of time is we are conditioned by society to let us know that, oh, healing takes time, and we've got to do the regular, the old, what I call the old school way, go to therapy for years, you know, read all of the books, go to the courses, talk to your friends. Now, I'm not saying all of that is bad necessarily, but when it comes to recreating your life after divorce, it's not the best tools. And healing doesn't have to take years. We get healing in 3 months at Divorcing Gracefully and Beyond. So don't buy in to the language, or don't buy into the messaging that this is going to have to take a long time. It does. Does healing take time? Yes. So let me just sort of frame that for you. Healing takes time, but suffering doesn't have to take years. So for instance, the work that we do at DG and Beyond is we shorten the refractory period, right? So let's say your heart is broken and right now you can't even think about your ex, or you can't think about your relationship without bursting into tears or having a really big emotional response. Or let's just say that, there are days that you get triggered and those triggers could take you back weeks, months, perhaps years, right? Because that memory is so deep and it's so raw. What we do at DG and Beyond is we're not getting rid of the memory and we're not getting rid of the emotion that's behind it. But number one, we're shortening the refractory period, meaning that when the trigger comes up and you're triggered by that emotion or that feeling, that it's with you momentarily, right? We acknowledge it, it's with us momentarily, and then we're able to move through it. It's not staying with us. It's not our identity. We're not staying there for hours, days, weeks, months at a time. We're staying there momentarily. And this is all about the mastery of our emotion and learning how to become emotionally responsive versus emotionally reactive. And that takes time, right? To practice. And it takes a little time to figure out, but it doesn't take time as in years. It takes time as in months. So if you're gearing up for this whole long journey that you're going to have to go on, and you're listening to what the world is telling you, reconsider, because there's a new way. And the new way is that there is rapid transformation. And the new way is you can heal your heart in a short period of time. And the new way is you could be happy and joyful in spite of your circumstances. And the new way is you can absolutely attract the person who you want to have in your life. And we can break those patterns. We can break the past patterns that you've had that have attracted the same people over and over again, or the same circumstances. That doesn't have to be the way anymore. There is a 100% way to move through it. So what I would kind of have you consider today as we're talking about this concept of time is just how much time have you already has gone by not living the life that you want. More and more and more, I'm seeing people's lives change in a snap, right? We don't know how long we're going to be on this earth. We don't know what our journey is going to be. And this is not about doom and gloom, because I do believe in what the Bible tells us is that we're going to be living to 120. And that's what I stand by. I'm living 120 years, happy, healthy, whole, with sound mind, sound body. So I'm planning to be here for a very long time, and I hope you are too. But the true fact of the matter is, pardon me, is we don't know what our journey is. And every moment that we're not living in our true sense, every moment that we're not living in our authentic alignment with our true self is a moment that is lost, and it's a moment that is a tragedy, because God didn't create us to live sad lives and to tolerate misery. Right? And I want you to think about that, is how long have you been tolerating sadness? How long have you been tolerating your heart, your soul fracture leading you? Because what ends up happening is our heart, which is when we begin life, is filled with joy and love. And over the time, we get scales. The scales of life happen because we've been hurt. People have hurt us. Things have hurt us. And so the normal heart, which is filled with love, that's the normal. The abnormal is our heart that's been scarred and that's been burned, right? That switches. So now we lead our life, instead of from our heart of abundance, we're leading our life from this heart of a scar. And we don't even realize it's happening because it's so insidious, until we realize that the lens that we're looking at, all of a sudden, the lens that we're looking at the world isn't the lens of clarity and focus and hope and love and future. It's a lens of, how you've been hurt. It's a lens of what everything that's wrong in the world. It's a lens of how difficult things are. It's a lens of you're afraid to put your heart out there because you've been hurt so much, and now you're sort of don't want to come out of this cage that you've created for yourself because you fear you're going to get hurt, because what you're basing your future on is where you've came from, which is, again, it's valid. You did get hurt, but it doesn't mean that that's your destiny. It means we need to change your perspective. It means we need to begin leading life from your soul abundance versus your soul fracture. And if you don't do the work on it, and if you don't heal that, well then, that's going to be a difficult thing to move through. And this is exactly what we do here at DG, is we teach you how to heal that soul fracture, how to move forward in abundance, how to regain your alignment, how to find that inner joy and peace inside of yourself, how to begin to enjoy life and forget about, I hate to say forget about the divorce, because it's always going to be something that's going to be in our memory, but we're going to take the emotional charge out of it, where it's no longer a memory. A memory without emotion is what I call wisdom, right? And so we move it into the wisdom box, and which allows us to move forward with our life, because we can't go back, right? We cannot go back. We can only go forward. We could look at what went well. We could look at where we could take accountability and responsibility for our life in our marriage or a relationship where we could have maybe done things differently, and we could take that wisdom and move forward to apply it to our new life and apply it towards our new future. Because if you're looking at your rear view mirror, that's exactly where you're going to be going, and that's exactly what you're going to be recreating day after day after day, is more and more and more of the memories, the thoughts, and the emotions that you don't want to be experiencing. We want to be experiencing a new level of thoughts and emotions, and we want to be creating this new path for our life. So with that said, think about that. Think about this concept of time today. Think about just how much time has gone by already. Think about how much less time you're willing to tolerate living in this state of just allowing these negative emotions to be there. Because if you don't ask these emotions to leave, and you actually, matter of fact, let me take away the word ask. If you don't command these emotions to leave, and you don't command and get into the mindset and the brain set and the skill set and the heart set to take over how you're emotionally showing up, what's your physiological state of being, what is my mental state of being, if you don't begin to take that over, it's going to take over you. So you've got to take over and say, you know what? I am not going to live this way anymore. I refuse to live another day not living in my full abundance, not living in my full authenticity, not really enjoying life. Like living life as with a limp is no longer an option for me. That I am a child of the divine. My life is open. My heart is open. That I'm going to learn, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to create and step into this life that I know is in my heart. And for whatever reason, I haven't been able to do it yet, but today's the day that I'm going to make that change. I'm going to create this line in the sand, and I'm going to command my life to take this new direction. That I'm no longer going to be a victim to the effect of my life. I'm going to be the master of the cause of my life. So with that said, guys, I will see you later. Almost ready to pick up my coffee, put my toes in the sand for that morning walk, and I'll see you later. Bye.